What is going on, you guys? Ryan from WadFigs here. Welcome back to a brand new video, and in this video we're going to be talking about my predictions for the upcoming event later tonight, the Royal Rumble. Now, you look at this card on paper, and I mean, like, yeah, the Women's Rumble does look really good. The men's, I don't really know. The AJ Styles match, sure. But I really wouldn't be excited for this show as much as I am if it weren't for the fact that I'm actually going, and by the time this goes up, I've already left, and I'm probably going to take some footage, maybe get it up in a video coming up soon. I'm not really sure, though. Vlogging really isn't my thing, but if I do get some footage, I'll definitely make sure to post it here or on my Instagram, so stay tuned to that. Usually when I do prediction videos, I start with the match I'm least excited for. However, we're going to do things differently in this one, and we're going to start off with the Men's Royal Rumble match, kicking it off before I get into who I think is going to win with my predictions for some of these surprise returns or debuts. So let's go ahead and start off with that. Now, I've got 6 names here in figure form that I'm going to talk about because a lot of them have been rumored for the Rumble. Some I agree with, some I don't. But in terms of ones I don't have in figure form that I think could happen, we've got EC3 or Derek Bateman. He's actually been rumored for some time to be signing with WWE. And if they're not going to put him in NXT, which they usually do with guys like Styles and some of the more ready talent, not saying the guys in NXT aren't ready, I think he could definitely be likely. Also coming from TNA, Bobby Lashley. Used to be one of my favorites growing up. I would love to see him back in the WWE. Maybe he does return. I don't really think it's likely, but we'll see. And of course, because it's in Philadelphia, you know they're going to have some ECW name in there, of course. And Tommy Dreamer, I would say, is most likely. Again, I have 6 names here. In the front is more unlikely, and the back is definitely more likely. Starting off with the center there, you've got Daniel Bryan. A lot of people, for some reason, think he's going to be in the Rumble. There's been rumors and speculation that he's been cleared to come back and maybe will fight Shane at WrestleMania, which, even if Bryan does get cleared, I don't think he's going to get cleared by the WWE doctors because he didn't when he originally got his injury. So Daniel Bryan, I'm going to say, is unlikely. Don't keep your hopes up for him. On the right there, you have Chris Jericho. He's always rumored to be in the Rumble when he's not on television. He was just on Raw 1000. So because he was just on Raw 1000, which, by the way, I thought started off really well, then just kind of dipped off, I don't think he is likely. Now, I personally have my favorite wrestler over there, Rob Van Dam. Again, it's in Philadelphia, so maybe they'll have RVD be in there considering he's an ECW alumni, but I haven't seen his name thrown out there, and I also don't really think it's likely. We haven't seen him in a while, though, so I'm hoping, prayers, especially because I'll be there, RVD can get a return, but don't think that's likely. Before I get into these last 3, I know Batista, somebody people want to see, don't really think that'll happen, but now we've got these 3, who I think are almost guaranteed. I don't know. I could totally be wrong. Neville, former Cruiserweight champion, of course, left the company. It's rumored that he's come back. And if he does come back, I think a great way to debut him back, especially with Enzo being released and relinquishing the Cruiserweight championship, would throw him in the Rumble, have him get some highlights, eliminate some people, then he can be elevated even more. So I'm hoping Neville does come back. We've got 2 more here. Rey Mysterio is a return I would like to see. We haven't seen him, just like RVD, in a couple years. They've been out like around the same time. But Rey has been rumored for a pretty long time to be returning at some point. So, and maybe he gets thrown to the Cruiserweight division. I don't even know if he's going to sign a contract. But Rey Mysterio, I think, is going to return. I'm also actually hoping Rey does come back. And then finally, over here, we have the man who relinquished his United States Championship, Dolph Ziggler. Of course, he let go of the title, hasn't been on television since. A lot of people think he's going to win the Rumble. I think he will return. I don't think he's going to win, so spoiler, that's not who I think is going to win. But I think he will return and probably build towards a feud at WrestleMania with Bobby Roode. Maybe they'll do like US title for US title, something like that. But I definitely say Ziggler's going to return. But let's go ahead and get into now of the confirmed competitors, and I'll get into my official prediction on who I think is going to win. So I have a lot of the competitors here from the Rumble. I am still missing a few. This is by no means all the people that are going to be in the Rumble. There are some smaller names that I just didn't put here, but I do have a large selection of them. In the front is who I think is least likely and almost guaranteed will not win. And then towards the back are people who have a greater chance. You might see somebody in the middle there, right behind Matt Hardy and Apollo Crews, but I'll get into that. So starting off first with the New Day, they announced they will be in the Rumble. I'm not sure if that means all 3 members or if it means just one of them and the other 2 will come out there, similar to years prior, but I don't think there's a chance they win. So we're going to go ahead, take them out of here. Sorry, New Day, love you, but you're not winning the Rumble. We've got Woken, Matt Hardy, and Bray Wyatt here. I'm sure at some point in the Rumble, they will have a confrontation or a stare down. It's actually going to be kind of fun to see who Matt Hardy actually wrestles with in this match, because there are some matchups that we're going to see that we haven't seen in WWE yet. So I'm sure they'll eliminate each other, or they're going to continue their feud. So we'll see that happen, I'm sure. So we're going to go ahead. By the way, this figure is still amazing that I just unboxed the Epic Moments. We're going to take them out of here because I don't think that's likely at all. Titus Worldwide, we can eliminate it. I don't think either of these guys are going to win. Same thing for Rusev Day. We got English over there, and I love Rusev so much, but sorry, Mr. Rusev, you are not going to win. And then Baron Corbin, we are going to get out of here as well, because if he didn't cash in his money in the bank and win the title, don't think he's winning the Rumble. But we get into here. The final, you know what, let me actually take Orton out of there. Sorry, sir, I know you won last year, but you're definitely not winning again. Now we have these 4 names left, and I definitely think that one of these 4 will be winning the Rumble. I don't expect anybody else to win. That's how confident I am. And maybe I'll be completely wrong. Maybe somebody from the Universal title match loses and then ends up entering, like Strowman, or maybe one of them does that. Maybe even Owen, Zayn, or AJ drops the title and then wins the Rumble. Don't think that's likely, though. In terms of already announced competitors, these 4, one of them I think is guaranteed to win, so least likely is going to be Finn Balor, which sucks. He has been recently reunited with his partners Gallows and Anderson, but he hasn't gotten his one-on-one, if I am correct, Universal title match yet. I don't think he's going to be winning the Rumble, though I do hope he has some nice spots in it. Now we get down to 3. And I do think out of these 3, John Cena is least likely. And of course, Undertaker last week on Raw 1000, did he retire? Did he not retire? Is he teasing a new feud? Nobody really knows. But what I think is going to happen, if it comes down to Roman and Cena, which is pretty likely considering they're 2 of the, not more popular, but 2 of the, I guess, in storyline, like, best superstars right now, right? So it could come down to 2 of them. Something that would be really interesting is if it comes down to Cena and Roman, Undertaker comes out, maybe doesn't enter the Rumble, but just interferes, and he stares down both of them, and you gotta wonder, is he gonna go after Roman? Is he gonna go after Cena? And then he goes after Cena, maybe gives him a tombstone, and then throws him over the top rope, and Roman wins. I don't know, something like that. But if they're doing Undertaker and Cena at WrestleMania, I imagine Undertaker will have some sort of part of the Royal Rumble. So I'm going to take out Cena, because I don't really think it's likely that he is going to win. And now we have the 2 names that, for months upon months, oh, Shinsuke, please don't fall. You were doing so well for so long. Oh, there he goes. These 2, for months and months, have been rumored to win the Royal Rumble. Shinsuke's name has been thrown around so much because AJ versus Shinsuke is an idea that so many people want to see. So a lot of people think Shinsuke is going to win. I personally would definitely hope for Shinsuke to win over Roman. But it's Roman Reigns, you know, you never know. And once he dropped the Intercontinental Championship, that was kind of a sign of things like, yeah, he's no longer Intercontinental Champ. We're going to be grooming him for the Universal title at WrestleMania, where he finally slays the Beast, which I think is definitely more likely. And the thing is, with Roman winning, I wouldn't be angry because it's Roman. I'd be angry because it's not really surprising, you know? I would like some shockers in this Royal Rumble, unlike last year, which I thought was absolutely terrible, one of my least favorite Rumbles. But I'm hoping for Roman to beat Brock at Mania. I just don't think he has to win the Rumble. But my official prediction is going to be Roman Reigns, and maybe that's lame because it's fairly obvious, but that's who I'm going with. I'm trying to get it right, you know, so I definitely think Roman's going to win, then to go on to face Brock at WrestleMania and beat him. But that was a while for the Rumble match. Let's go ahead and move on to some of the other matches. Then, the Usos will be defending their SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships against Gable and Benjamin. I actually like that they turned Gable and Benjamin. I think it's very interesting. I don't think they're going to win, but I am looking forward to this match. I thought the one-on-one match they had where Chad Gable faced, I think it was Jay. I could be wrong. I thought it was pretty good. I like the ending a lot on SmackDown, so this should be a good match. In fact, both title matches should be really good, but I'm going to say the Usos win. Then we've got the Raw Tag Team Championships on the line as the recently crowned Raw Tag Champs, Rollins and Jason Jordan, will be taking on The Bar. I was actually just thinking about it. It's still a little bit weird that The Bar is still together. They've been a team since that Best of 7 series where they, after their long feud, decided to reunite, or not reunite, I should say unite as a tag team, won the titles, have been champions multiple times by now, and I think after this match, they will be champions once again. I think what's going to happen is Rollins and Jason Jordan are going to have some sort of miscommunication again, like they did on Raw 1000. and then they'll mess up. Bar will take advantage, win back the tag titles, and then maybe after the match, Jason Jordan decides to go after Rollins, and maybe they build towards a match at Mania. I'm not really sure. But I think they definitely will not be a tag team after this show, or maybe they get their rematch clause and that's where they officially like break up and start fighting each other. But either way, I think the Bar is going to win back the Raw Tag Team Championships. Then we've got the WWE Championship match, as AJ Styles will be defending his title in a handicap match against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, otherwise known as the Yep Movement, or as AJ likes to call them, Cammy. And I predict AJ Styles will retain his WWE Championship. I guess if Owens and Zayn do end up winning, they're both co-holders of the title, which I think would be pretty interesting. But my gut feeling tells me that AJ Styles is going to retain and will at least be champion until Mania. Whether he drops it there, I'm not sure. But I think he is going to win this match, will beat Cammy or the Yep Movement. Should be really interesting to see how this works with the dynamic of the handicap match. I know AJ, and he has had great matches with both these guys. This should be really good. I'm very much looking forward to this, way more than the Universal Championship match. This could be one of the better matches on the show in terms of not counting the Rumbles. The tag matches will give it a run for its money, but I predict AJ will win, and depending on who wins the Royal Rumble, he might have his WrestleMania match already set tonight, so we'll see. Before we get on to the Women's Royal Rumble match, believe it or not, we still have the Universal title on the line, and I'm not really excited in the slightest bit because, well, Kane's in the match. It's 2018 and Kane is still fighting for World Championships. What kind of universe do we live in? But Brock Lesnar will be defending what seems like he's been holding for 8 years, his Universal Championship, against Kane and Braun Strowman. Now, to my surprise, a lot of people believe that Strowman is going to win, probably by beating Kane, which I think could happen, definitely. Maybe they want to give Strowman a run with the Universal Championship before WrestleMania. Maybe if they do that, Brock will most likely end up winning it back and to go on to face Roman if he wins the Rumble. But it's just really hard to bet against Brock Lesnar sometimes. When you look at his track record, I don't think he's going to lose this match. In fact, I think he's going to pin Kane and retain his Universal Championship. This match, you know, the Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam was different because you had Brock, Strowman, Roman, and Joe, and Roman, Strowman, and Joe, which actually kind of rhymes, are all really good in the ring in today's world. Kane, on the other hand, is not that great, so it's going to be interesting to see who takes control of this match. Most of this match will probably just end up being Braun versus Kane. Then Lesnar comes in at the end and hits an F5 on both of them and maybe just pins Kane. I don't know, but I say Lesnar will retain his Universal Championship. But let's go ahead and move on to the Women's Royal Rumble match. Now, I only have one woman in figure form that I think could potentially be in the Rumble, and that's Lita. Don't really think it's likely though, because she wasn't even on Raw 1000, and I think the rumors were that she wasn't even invited, which really sucks to hear because Lita is one of the best women's wrestlers and performers of all time. So maybe she won't even be in it, but I had to throw her in here because I have her figure, and maybe it is likely. But getting on to some women I think are likely to return, I think Beth Phoenix is one I can almost guarantee. If you remember that segment a few weeks ago with Kurt Angle, he was talking on the phone with some former women's legend, and maybe that is Beth Phoenix. Michelle McCool, Kelly, who are both on Raw 1000, they could potentially be in it. Maybe one of the Bella Twins. There should be some NXT names as well, like Ember Moon and some of the other girls who could be in it, because there's still a lot of slots left to fill. And of course, the biggest rumored name, Ronda Rousey. Now, she just spoke to TMZ a few days ago, I believe, and said there is no done deal, but knowing people in the WWE, they like to say things at one point and then boom, they're in the WWE. So will Ronda be in the Rumble? I think so. I think she will be in the Rumble. Maybe it comes down to her and Asuka. Now thinking about it, actually, I don't know if that's gonna happen. That's more of a dream scenario, honestly. But I still predict Ronda to be in the Rumble, and I'm hoping she is, because that's gonna be awesome. But let's go ahead now and get into who I think is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble match, and the first ever, I should point out. Don't have a lot of women in figure form that are going to be in the Rumble. I'm missing some names. I mean, I have my winner at least, which I think you guys know who's going to be. But I want to throw out actually a funny idea out there with Stephanie McMahon. As we know, Stephanie will be on the commentary team, and we've seen commentators before. The countdown hits and then they end up being in the match. I think it'd be kind of funny if Stephanie ended up being on the announcer team and then boom, she gets thrown into the Rumble, maybe one of the last ones. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Probably not likely, but wanted to throw that out there. So let's go name by name and let's see Natalya, will she? No, she's not winning. Becky Lynch just came back. Nope. Becky Lynch is not winning. How about Bayley? Well, Bayley... No, I mean, nobody thinks Bayley's going to win. What about Lana? No, Lana's not winning. Paige, well, she's not in it, so she's obviously not winning. Sasha Banks is a name... Nope, Sasha Banks is not winning. We have our winner right here. It's going to be Asuka. Do we even need to watch the Women's Rumble to know Asuka is going to win? I would bet $1,000 if you're betting that Asuka will win the Rumble. She has not lost yet, right? So you just assume she's going to walk through everybody, and I think it's likely. I think a really cool ending, you know, if Ronda is not going to be in the Rumble, let me actually fix this. I think a really cool ending, like I said, if Ronda isn't in the Rumble, would be maybe Asuka and Ember Moon, who have had some good matches in the past. I think that'd be very cool final two to come down to, but any way you spin it, I think Asuka is going to win the Royal Rumble, the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, go on to beat Alexa Bliss at Mania. So there you go. Asuka's my prediction. But that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Maybe I will have some Rumble footage. Not going to say 100% though, just because sometimes vlogging just isn't my thing. But again, if you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I am very excited to go to this show. Should be good. You know, it doesn't look the greatest on paper, but we'll end up seeing. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.